Hi guys, and welcome to today's 3ds Max tutorial sessions. Okay, so far we have seen about how to import a CAD file, make it into a 3D model using geometries and using shapes. Over here, geometries and using shapes. Now we are going to see a different technique which you have seen in the basics of modeling, which is something called editable poly. Okay, now for this kind of modeling we need to create a box and convert it into editable polygon. As you can see, I have already drawn a box over there and I'm going to convert it into editable poly. Yes, I have done. Okay, so far it is good. Now I'm going to rotate a lot of time, so you have to get used to the shortcuts which I am doing right now. Hold your Alt key and hold your center button, and then you can rotate. For people who are not comfortable with this, can always use the orbit subobject option over here in order to rotate and see the view. When you want to get out of it, press escape. Simple as that. Now I want to extrude only this face and only this portion along the wall. So in order to do that, what I'm going to do is I have to create a segment over here so that I can extrude this one single face alone. So let me create that from the top view. From the top view, click at the edge, because we are going to create an edge over there. And then you'll have when you drag down, you'll have an option called quick slice, which means we are going to slice the object in a particular direction for us to get the segments. So I'll slice from this point to this point. As you can see, we have got this option. Remember, don't forget to take off this quick slice option, otherwise you will not be able to select the polygon which you want. Let's drag up again. Let's select the polygon. Let me rotate it a little bit. I'll select this face. When you come down here, you'll have an option called extrude. Click at this extrude. When you bring your mouse pointer inside, it changes into a square with 4 lines. Click and drag it in the opposite direction so that it pulls out that particular face alone. Next, since I am in the 3-dimensional view, I'll change the snap to 3 snapping, and then I'll give the move option. Still it is not getting selected. Let's give it again. Yes. Now I'll move it and snap it in this particular position. That is done. Beautifully done. So what I can do is I'll stop till here. I'll click outside. Again I'll click in this face and I'll give the extrude option instead of moving it, so that you can see I'll get 2 faces or 2 edges which I want. As you can see, I have created my face which I want easily instead of slicing it. This is why I stopped it over there and then moved it again. Let me move it. Okay, perfect. Remember guys, always use one direction at a time so that you can have an easy way and efficient way of modeling. Let's select this face. Let me extrude this. Click, drag your mouse button and then leave it. Now I'll move it. It's over here. Here's a window section. So I'm going to stop here once and then I'm going to extrude it again. Then I can move it. Then I can extrude it again till here. I can move it. Again extrude. Again moving it. I'm going to rotate it. Let me extrude this side. So I'm going to keep using my shortcuts right now. So guys, please keep up with me. For moving, I'm going to use W as my shortcut. To see an example of what model you're going to make, here is an example for you. Here, the wall models which I did is using the editable polygon models. As you can see, the side table which has a glass on it, and the sofas and the tables on the center table which you have is all made using the editable polygon technique. These are all is made using the geometries and shapes together. We'll get back to that modeling. We'll see how it actually works. Stay tuned and keep watching, because this is the final output which you are going to get. I'm going to make it a little bit faster, so please, this video is available online anytime you want. You can see as many times as possible in order to master this technique. Most of the people nowadays, they keep using this technique even though it takes a little time consuming, because the file size becomes less, so that whenever your file is loading, we don't have to wait for a longer time, and it also packs up your space. You have less space. Let's say you create more than 5 to 10 boxes over here. You're just creating the whole wall section or the wall model with just one box. Of course, the number of polygon differs, but still, it is the technique which will give you a non-interruptive workflow. Okay, let me extrude that a little bit. Let's pull it out. Here guys, let's see another example in between that time, short time. Now, as you can see in this, the top wall cabinets, the handles, the bottom cabinets, the car case, and even the tiles, the chimney, and the Lewis shutters. I'm sorry, these are called as hydraulic shutters. And the ceiling. If you see carefully, everything is made of a normal geometry named as box. All you have to do is just explore your minds, broaden your thoughts, and you can bring in the models which you really want it in your designs. Let's get back to the session. I'm doing it completely so that you'll have an understanding, and how many times I'm doing it, you'll have an idea what has to be done. If I leave it in half, you'll have a little questions saying that how these things can be done. It is the same technique. All you have to do is practice it 4 to 5 times, and you'll be the master of this technique. Just one more and we are done. Yep, that is it. Have a look guys, we are done so far. Okay, and the height of the wall I've given it just as 3 feet, so that it stops exactly at the sill level, and the remaining parts I can just select the faces and I can just extrude them. Same technique, extrusion. All you have to do is leave the window portion, let's extrude it. Now for extrusion, so far we had the marker on the wall plan so that we were able to stop at the exact location point. But for the height, we don't have any marker. So what we are going to do, we're going to give precisely 4 feet. Click at this settings option and extrude. It will give you the option, exact precise option. Let's give it as 4 feet. It will automatically convert it into centimeters and it will give you what you want. So I'll click OK. From here, I'm going to extrude it again to another 3 feet. And we are done. Now I have this opening which has to be concealed or which has to be closed. So what I'm going to do, select these 2 faces. As I said, hold your Alt key and rotate. Hold your Control key to select the second one. We can bridge them. Bridge doesn't only remove the 2 polygons, it also connects 2 polygons. Let's give it bridge. And one over here. and one over here. Let's bridge it. Let's give it again. Let's bridge. That works perfectly fine. One more portion is left. Okay, here I don't have the segment. Now what happens here, I have to create this little segment in order for this to connect. Instead, what I'll do is I'll just select this. Instead of creating, I'll just select, I'll extrude it, I'll use the move option, and I'll made it snap with this location. Now you got my point. As clear as that. The same, some people say that how can I create a flooring? You can always create a big box which acts as a flooring. But if you feel like no, I want only the tracing of the whole plan alone, then what you have to do is just go to the top view, use the splines technique. I'm going to change it to wireframe mode so that I can see the junctions clearly. I'm going to press F3. F3 is a shortcut for changing from shaded mode to wireframe mode. F3. I'll use shapes. In that I'll use line. I'll start connecting the vertex points throughout. Since I'm using 3-dimensional, it is a wrong technique because I am in the 2-dimensional view. So I have to delete it. I have to start from 2.5. So we'll start with the line. I'll be doing it a little faster, guys, because this technique we cannot take much time on it. Close spline, yes. After applying close spline, we have did this technique before. You just have to go to the modifier list and you have to give the option called extrude. Extrude, and let's give it as -6 inches. Let's tilt it a little bit. Let's have a look at it right now. Shaded. There you go. Again, some will have a question. How can I create a ceiling? Simple. Go to the front view, select the bottom. I'll make it into wireframe mode so that my eyes doesn't get affected. I'll create a clone by holding the shift key and moving it in the particular direction. I'll create a copy. Now if I see, it's concealed perfectly. So that's it for now, guys. So I'll see you guys in the next session of how to make another kind of model with another interesting topics. Signing off now. Goodbye.